Hey everybody, this is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Welcome to a new playthrough video. Today I'm playing Deth Wizards. I have gotten a lot of positive feedback on one of the last scenarios I made. It had a new custom scenario, and it also had a custom class called the Acolyte. I'm hearing you. A lot of y'all like that. So I'm willing to do more. I can't do them every game. But in this game, I have a new custom scenario and a new class. The class is called the Assassin. The card for it will come with the scenario write-up as a free PDF. To get that free PDF, all you got to do is go sign up for my newsletter. There are details in the video description below on how to do that. So this is called Return to Keedop's Farm. If you didn't watch one of the previous adventures, my Necromancer and his minions went looking at Keedop's farm for fresh corpses, and Old Man Keedop didn't like that. I took care of him and his mercenaries, but his daughter is not happy about it, and somehow she has heard that I am coming back to try to get Old Man Keedop's corpse and some of the other mercenaries. And she has arranged a little bit of a surprise for me. Now, before I get going any further, I need to place the minis, the enemies, my enemies, but I need to roll for a D3 warrior. So I'm going to roll this. I rolled 2, so 1 warrior. That's actually probably going to be not so bad for me. You can have up to 3 warriors. So the warrior is a rating 2. Tashrin, who is the where's the warrior? The warrior is rating 2. Tashrin, who is she's a priest, rating 4. She has a wizard of rating 2 and an assassin of rating 2. Now, when I play, I'll throw their cards up on the screen so you can see their stats and stuff like that. There is no time limit on this scenario. Most of the scenarios, the time limit is 5 rounds. I think you should be able to do this in 5 rounds. But the main thing is there are 4 markers on the table, and I'm going to indicate those with 4. Well, I'm not going to use red dice. That's a bad idea. Let me mark them with red markers. You put 1 in the center of each quadrant. So there'll be 1 there. There'll be 1 over here near the trees. There'll be 1 near the house. Come on. And there'll be 1 right up here. So one of these is an ancient relic that was buried by Tashrin's mother on the property. And that relic, it says the relic prevented the buried dead on the farm from being easily located by magic. Now the minions can find their own. So if a minion touches one of these, you roll randomly to see. It's a 1 in 4 chance, 25% chance. If you remove 1 from the pool, now you've got a 33% chance. You see how it goes. So when you check for 1, if it's a relic, if the minion comes into base contact with it, and it is the relic, the Necromancer must come into base contact with the minion in order to take it off their hands. Now the relic is going to offer a victory condition, and you can find that out on the write-up sheet. But the 4 enemies here have laid a trap for me. Tashrin, the assassin, the wizard, and the warrior are all going to be, they're not in one central location. They are in the opposite 3 corners. So you roll randomly for this. What I'll do is I'm going to put Tashrin and the warrior together. The wizard will be by himself. The assassin will be by himself. So I've got 3 units. I'm going to number this one 1. I'll number Tashrin and the mercenary 2. And the assassin will be 3. And now I'm going to roll. So this tower over here, I'll roll a d6. And whatever I roll, that person is going in the tower. It's a 2, which is actually a 1. This is a D3. So the wizard will start over here in the tower. Now I will change this to a 1. Well, I should have just left it 2. I'll change the assassin to a 1. So now it's a 50-50. 1 to 3 is 1. 4 to 6 is 2. So this is going to be a, what do they call that? A D2, right? So the trees will be for this. That is a 1. So the assassin will be starting in the trees. And so that means Tasharin, well, it makes sense. Tasharin and the warrior will be starting near the farmhouse, her father's old farmhouse. So let me, I haven't got the flat plates yet to glue these trees down. I'm working on it. So let me spin this for you. So the trees, we have an assassin. The farmhouse is Tasharin and the mercenary. My guys start over here in this little thicket of forest, and the wizard is in the forest over here. So let me get that tree. Let me recover my tree, and we will get started on this game. All right. So if you have been following Deth Wizards, you know that the way the game works. Where's my Deth Wizards book? Sorry about that. I keep telling myself I'm going to create a checklist for each of these games I play so that before I even start recording, I can check all the things I do. And I'm going to start with this one. When this game ends, I'm making a checklist of everything I need. So let's get started. I have 19 Necro energy to start with. However, I did get +1 to single roll minion off. Okay. 19. One of my ghouls is +1 offense. I'll put him in the back. One of my specters is -1 movement, so I will put a 1 to a red 1 to indicate she's got a negative on her, and hopefully that will remind me. I also have an extra ghoul. I rolled up, recruited an extra ghoul in the last game, so that was pretty good. Now, a few other things. I did not know this. Somebody pointed it out to me. For every 2 games you play, you get to add an impedimenta to your lair. I haven't been doing that. And I also gained an impedimenta during one of the scenarios. So I've updated my impedimenta. I have a crypt, which if I decide to restore a minion who gets destroyed, I get +1 to the roll to try to succeed. I have an armory, which gives one of my minions +1 defense. I'm going to give that to the specter up front. And then finally, I chose Statue Guardian, which gives my lair +1, because I'm tired of it getting I don't want it attacked, because the first time it was attacked, I lost almost all my minions. So hopefully that will help my roll. All right. In this game, if you're not familiar with it, I will try to explain it as I go, but I'm trying to reduce the amount of rules explaining I do, because you should go back and watch some of the earlier videos. So I get to activate 4 raiding minions. Now, I've thought about this. Now that I've got the bad guys placed, the assassin can move very silently and quickly to get to me. He has some special abilities, which I'll explain when we get to it. The wizard, I hate wizards. Wizards are high resist, so my necromancer can't do a whole lot. And you really got to get your minions to attack. But given that wizard is the weakest of the bunch, I think if I could take him out first, gang up on him, let the assassin do his magic, and the priest is going to be tough. She's a level 4. By the way, the priest has an offense and defense of 7 dice. Her resist is 8, so she's going to be very hard to kill by the necromancer powers. And her endurance or her durability is 18. So let's go for the wizard. What I'm going to do is I'm going to activate both of my specters. That wizard can see me right away. All right, let's do it. This specter will move and will touch this marker. Now the victory conditions, you have to have the relic, but you also have to eliminate all of the heroes. So even if I find the relic early on, I still gotta win the game. So what I'll do is I will roll a, how do I want to do this? Let me roll a D8. Okay, D8 on a 1 to 2, that's it. It's a 5. That is not it. I will remove that. And so now I know that I've got to do this. The second specter who has -1 movement, she can move 7, and then she can double move to 14. I want to send her straight over to that wizard. I want to get the wizard's attention, and hopefully get him taken care of. 14. Actually, she said, yeah, 14. I can get her behind this tree, and she is out of sight of that wizard. So, and then my necromancer. Now this specter is definitely visible to the wizard. Not much I can do about that. I'm going to send my Necromancer, who by the way, I spent 4 XP to increase 1 stat. I increased his movement from 5 to 6, so he's a little quicker. I need to get him moving. I'm going to send him behind these trees 5 inches, which will, I guess I could scoot this a little bit further. I'm going to put him right there. And he's not going to cast any powers this turn. He's just going to, actually, maybe I do want to move him again. Do I want to move him closer? Because that would be, that would be not a bad idea. But then again, I'm putting him up near, okay, so you may take up to 1 action move, and then a Necromancer, a move. That model may also take up to 1 action. You may move the model up to its total in inches. So you can double, I was just trying to remember. I can double move both of them. So I am going to move him. He's going to, if I move him 5, he's closer to the wizard. I'm not going to do that. He's going to stay put. And that is the end of the turn. By the way, I'm going to track the rounds. I don't really need to. Well, I'm not going to track the rounds. This is a as long as you need it kind of game. Okay, the wizard. Oh, you know what? We activate them in order. And by the way, the assassin will activate ahead of the warrior, but behind the priest and the wizard. If you look on page, let me get it. If you look on page, where is it? If you look on page 62, there's a hero order. It goes ranger, priest, paladin, wizard, warrior, rogue, villager. The assassin is above warrior but below wizard. So he will move, the warrior will basically be moving last. So the priest will move first. So there is an action card, and if you're not familiar with this, you roll a d10 and you consult the action card to see what the priest will do. She rolled a 5. 5 is a cleansing strike. The priest will attack the nearest enemy it can see. Now, the priest has a range of 12, which does not quite... it kind of does. It gets him there. The priest will attack the nearest enemy it can see. If there's no enemy... Okay, so it will attack. Its offense is 3 plus rating. It's rolling 7 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I gave her that +1 defense. So her defense, by the way, the Spectre, defense is normally 4, so now it's 5, so only 5s and higher will hit. That is miss. Ooh, that's a lot of hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. 5 damage on her already. All right, and then you activate 2 heroes per player. So I'm playing a single player game. So next after her will come the wizard. Well, the wizard will roll on his action. Rolls a 2, which is a fiery bolt. Of course it is. The wizard will attack the nearest 3 enemies. Well, it can only see 1. If there are fewer than 3, it will move up to 6 and then make the attack against up to 3. So if it moves 6 inches, it might be able to see the other one. If it moves, it's going right here. So yeah, it can now see, and it can see the ghoul. And is it within the range? It will move up to 6 and then make an attack up against 3 enemies. Oh, okay. So its offense is 2 plus rating. So it will be rolling 4 dice. And do you make 1 attack? Is it 1 attack and then you do it, or is it the nearest 3? It will move. Okay, it will attack against up to 3 enemies. I think you roll it individually. All right, so first he'll attack this one because he can see it. 4 dice, 4s and higher will hit that one. That's a miss, and 2. So 2 damage on this one. It will now, the wizard will attack this one. 5s and higher hit. Miss. Only 1 hit. All right, excellent. So 6 damage on her. And by the way, the Spectre has a durability of 8. Ooh, so she's only got 2 health left. I use green dice. I'm going to leave the red because of that bonus thing. Normally I use green dice to indicate how much health is left and red to indicate how much is damage, or how much damage has been done. So I'll leave that one there, but she's only got 2 health left. And then he can see the ghoul. The ghoul takes it was 4 dice, and The ghoul's durability, the ghoul's defense is 3. Ugh, 3s and higher. Miss 3 hits on the ghoul. So my guys are already taking damage. Man. All right. That is the end of the hero phase. Now I get to activate 2 more minions. My ghouls can move. Their speed is 7. That will almost get him there. Not quite. But I really want that wizard out of here. I'm going to do it. I'm going to move him 7. And then I'm going to double him. He's going to move up to attack. I'm going to move another ghoul 7. And then double. And they're going to go after this wizard. And then my wizard is going to cast. I need to keep my guys healed up. I have a power called... where is it? Stitch Together. It's a range of 12 up to 3 non-spirit undead, so I can't cast it on her or her. Man! Alright, so the first one was this one. He had 3 damage on him. Maybe I won't do that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move him up and I'm going to give that wizard a blast. He can move 6. Let's do this accurately here. I need to be able to see the wizard. So if I can go 4 would get me right here. And then 2 more would get me to right here. I am going to hit that wizard with, what's going to most likely kill him? A negative bolt. But his resist is so high. The resist of a wizard, by the way, of this wizard in particular, is 8. 8s and higher to hit. What else can I do to him? Well, there's not much because... yeah. The blasting bolt does 5d10. That increases my chances of rolling a higher, but it only gets at least 1 success, suffers 1d6. 3 successes, 2d6. If the model takes damage, it moves 6 inches away from the Necromancer, so it will push him back, which is not what I want to do. I don't want to push him away. So, I will cast Negative Bolt. It costs 3, so I'm down to 16. And it is 40-10, 8s and higher hit. Come on, just a couple. 3 would be nice. That is a hit. 1 hit. 1 hit will do a 1 success does a D10. Ooh, he only has, how much health does he have? He has 10. 10 would be nice here. I rolled an 8. Hey, you know what? I'm going to put that 8 on you, buddy. Well, actually, he's got 2 health left, so I'll put a green on him. 2 health. And that is the end of my Necromancer's turn. Up next, the Assassin will go and the Warrior. Okay, so the Assassin. I tried to design the Assassin. And by the way, I've played with the Assassin in a test game, and it was very fun. I'm hoping that this goes right. So the Assassin has a couple special abilities. It says whenever the Assassin is within 3 inches or less of a target, it can make 2 separate attacks with its blades. Each successful attack, now if it can come into base-to-base contact, each successful attack does +1 damage. And then finally it has this thing called Silent Shadow. If the Assassin is 5 inches or less from a piece of terrain, an attacker's offense is -1. If it's within 2 inches of a piece of terrain, its offense is -2. So the Assassin's using shadows and hiding and stealth and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and roll to see what the Assassin does. And I have an Assassin action card. I will throw that up on the screen for you. And I rolled a 4, which is a thrown blade. The Assassin will make 1 attack against the nearest visible target at a range up to 15. Well, the Assassin is right there. And there is a ghoul in sight. Is he within 15? Just barely. Okay, so here's what it says. If no target is possible, it does Shadow Walk. You know, it's right there. I would give it to myself, so I will take it. It's 15 from the base to the front of the base. I'll give it to him. So he will make a thrown blade. It is an offense of 2 plus 1 per rating, so he'll roll 4 dice. And the ghoul's defense is 3, so 3s and higher will hit. That is a miss, a miss, a miss. So 1 hit, not bad, but it is a long distance, so he only did 1 damage on that ghoul. And now the warrior, who is over here hiding near the house, I say hiding, they're hiding, cowards. He will roll a d10 and will consult the warrior action. I'll throw that up on screen. I rolled a 5, which is a strike. The warrior will attack the nearest enemy, which is this guy. The warrior has no ranged weapons. It has to go base to base. If there is no enemy within 1 inch, it will move its full move to the nearest enemy and make an attack. Now the warrior moves, what does the warrior move? Good question. Where is that sheet? The warrior can move 6. Is that right? 6. 4 plus its rating. So 6 will get him to right here. And then it says, if it cannot move and attack an enemy, it will move and use its action to move towards the closest enemy. So it's moving again. So 6, it's right here. It's almost to me. And that is the end of the assassin and the warrior. Oh, I moved the wrong one. He'll be a little closer, actually. They were together. All right. Let's see. What is next? I still can activate 2 more minions, and my Necromancer can still do something. So I'm going to send the skeleton, who can move 6. I'm going to send him back. I don't want him to. I want to hold him in reserve. 6, and then I'm going to send him into the wizard. This ghoul is going to go skulking. I want him just to this is the skeleton. What is that 1? The skeleton, I did something for him. Oh yeah, I increased his defense by 1, right? No, I did her. So what was he? I can't remember. The 1, oh, wait a minute. The 1 went with the skeleton. Why did I do this? Oh, no. She had she took 2 damage. The 1 went with the original 7-inch movement. That was it. Okay. I don't know what I did with that. So I moved both minions. Actually, the ghoul has not moved yet. He will move up to 7. So he's going to move over here behind the trees. And this wheelbarrow is blocking sight. So I'm going to go ahead and move another 7. He's going to sneak up behind the priest. And my Necromancer can go. Rather than target that wizard, I'm going to target that fighter. He decided to get in the fight. Well, the fighters have low resistance. They're very sensitive to necromantic energy. His resist is 5. I'm going to hit him with Blasting Bolt. It costs 3, so I'm down to 13. I need to get a countdown die. 13. I roll 5d10. And he has defense of a resist of 5. So 5s and higher will get him. Actually, hold on. I'm doing Blasting Bolt or Negative Bolt? 4d10 versus 5d10. I wanted Negative Bolt. Sorry, I meant Negative Bolt. Negative Bolt does 4d10, but it adds the d6 for if you get 3 successes. 5s or higher. Hit. A crit counts as 2. Does a crit count as 2 successes? I know it counts as 2 hits, but does it count as 2 successes? A crit. That would be critical hits. Here we go. All unmodified rolls of 10 are considered a critical hit and deal 1 additional damage instead of 1 damage. Such a roll always hits regardless. Okay, so it doesn't count as a second. So I only get to roll a d10 for the damage. So the damage on the soldier, on the warrior, is going to be 4. So he takes 4 damage. He's probably regretting that. And that is the end of the turn. Now we go to turn number 2. My Necromancer gets plus 3 Necro energy, so he's back up to 16, and I get to activate 2 random enemies. Or not random enemies, 2 of my minions. I want that wizard dead. So I'm going to activate... Who's got the higher offense? The skeleton has an offense of 4, and the ghouls have an offense of 5. And one of my ghouls has plus 1 offense. It's this one over here, so never mind. So I'm going to have this ghoul attack. Now my Necromancer has a special ability. Anytime one of my minions is attacking an enemy and another minion is within 1 inch, which he is, I get plus 1 offense. It says... whenever one of your necromantic minions attacks an enemy with one of a different friendly necromantic minion, their offense is increased by 1. So he will get to roll. Ghouls are normally 5. He rolls 6 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now the wizard may have high resistance, but what is its defense? Its defense is only 5. So 5s or higher are going to get him. Hit, hit, crit, hit, and hit. He's only got 2 health left. And that wizard goes down. Ah! Now I can activate 1 more minion. And that minion is going to be my skeleton. He is going to move up and engage the warrior. He will attack with 4 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4. The warrior's defense is 5, so 5s and higher will hit. That's a hit and a hit. 2 more hits. So he's got 6 damage on him. And by the way, his durability is 16, so he's still got 10 health left. That is the end. Well, that's my minions. Now my Necromancer. My Necromancer once again is going to cast Negative Bolt. I'm down to 13. 13, and I roll 4 dice, and the defense is 5. 5s and higher will hit. That is a hit, just 1 hit. A 1 hit will do D10 damage. Let's see what it is. 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. So I'll just put another 2 on here. So he's got 6 damage on him. And not too bad. Now it is the priest's turn. The priest, let's roll her die. The priest's action is an 8, a healing pulse. The priest and all heroes within 12 inches heal D6, 1d6. Is he within 12? Golly, he is. And she has no damage. The assassin's way out there. So he will heal 6 damage, 2. Okay, well that 2 goes away then. And she is done. Now it is, the wizard would normally go, I killed the wizard, so now it goes to the assassin. Let's roll for the assassin. The assassin rolls a 9. Hasty retreat. If the assassin took damage since its last turn, it moves 12 inches away from the enemy that did the damage. He has no damage. Otherwise, it says if you can't perform the action, you do a shadow walk. All right, here's the shadow walk. So the assassin is here between the trees. The assassin will make 1 or 2 moves. It can do one or the other to complete. The assassin will make 1 or 2 moves toward the terrain that gives it the maximum benefit. See Silent Shadow. All right, if you remember, Silent Shadow says that the assassin is within 5 inches of a piece of terrain, any attack offense is -1. If it's within 2 inches, its offense is -2. It wants to move, the assassin will try to move, well, this is the closest terrain to get into the fight. He can move, the assassin can move 6. So if he moves 6, that puts him right about here. Now he is within 5 inches, but if he moves another 2, and if he double moves, his offense goes to -2. Now he doesn't do an attack when he's doing a shadow move. Nope, he's just doing a pure shadow move. So he moves up here into the shadows, and that is his turn. So the priest went, the assassin went. So now it is my turn. I go. So I activated the skeleton and that ghoul. And now I can activate 2 more. I'm going to get my ghoul over here. This ghoul is going to come over here and engage the cleric, the priest, right here. The ghoul has an attack of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The priest's resistance is, or the priest's defense, excuse me, is 7. Ooh, 7s are higher to hit. I got 1 hit. 1 hit. So 1 damage on the priest. But you know what? That's going to get her attention. So the ghoul moved. I get 1 more move. I'm going to attack. I'm going to have this ghoul right here move to the warrior. Now I have a bonus die. He normally gets 5, so he'll get the bonus 6 because he's got the ally next to him. He rolls 6, and 5s or higher will hit. 1 hit, 2 hits, 2 more, so he just gets that 2 back. And now my Necromancer. My Necromancer shifts to the right so he can see the warrior. He will spend 3 to go to 10. And he will cast, I'm going to cast negative, let's do Blasting Bolt. It's 5d10. I need to roll a 5 or higher. Rolling more dice, you get a better chance of getting those 5s. I got a 5, a 5, and a 5. 3 5s. And it says, if you have at least 3 successes, you roll 2d6 for the damage. Let's roll for the damage. He's got, what, 8 health? He's got 8 health left. Come on. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus that, he goes down. Ah! And the Necromancer, by the way, no, that was a negative bolt. If you cast negative bolt and you kill a target, you get plus 3 necro energy. So I did not do that. That is the end of the Necromancer's turn. There are no enemies left. It would have been the warrior to go. The priest is already gone. The assassin's already gone, and I've still got my 2 specters to attack. So the specter sees that assassin over here. So does this one. I'm going for the assassin. You know what? I am out of time. I try to keep these videos under 30 minutes, so you're going to have to wait until the next episode to see how this ends for the daughter and for that assassin. Things are looking good, but the dice can always go against you. All right, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me on this new game of Deth Wizards. This Deth Wizards is one of the public games that I share on my YouTube channel. However, my patrons who are members of my Patreon, they get all my videos a week early. So they will be seeing how this turns out a week ahead of the public. If you want to become a patron, it's only $2 a month. And it's not just Deth Wizards, it's all the private games I play, plus all the public games. You're going to get all those videos a week in advance of everybody else. And it's $2 a month, and it helps me to play more games. The financial part of it allows me to dedicate more of my work week to playing these games. So I would love to have you as a patron if you can do it. All right, that's all I got. I will see everybody next week. We'll pick up right where we left off. Until then, everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.